Welcome back, everybody. All right, so in this tutorial, let's make a simple island that you can or kind of a cart or shelf or movable shelf or something like that. So what I'll do is I'll scale this along the z-axis like this, and I'll scale this along the y-axis like this, and I think that's probably about good. All right, and what we need to do from here is we need to go and add in some extra geometry. In order to do that, let's go into tools here, and we'll just go create, and then tools, and you can just see that we need tab into edit mode, of course, first. Then we need to go in loop cut. Okay, and what we'll do is just simply push loop cut, and we'll add in one about here, and we're going to go into loop cut again, and there we go. Move one here, loop cut. In this case, we're actually going to go this side, and then another loop cut here, and here we go. Okay, hop into face select mode. Let's simply select all of these like this, and we can just extrude this. Now this, contrary to what you might think, is not going to be is definitely not going to be the bottom. In fact, this is going to be the bottom shelf. So we can even just move that up just a bit more like that. Now this part might get a little bit tedious, but what we need to do is you need to create a bunch of faces. And what this is I'm selecting all the vertices here and just simply pushing F. Now, whenever you do this, it's best to go in a systematic way, and the reason is that sometimes you might make a simple mistake. Okay, so we're just going to go and we're going to simply click all of these here, and I'm going to simply push face like that here, and I'm going to go and select face mode, and then I'm just simply push extrude like that. So now we have a second shelf. Okay, not bad. But we forgot this one, so I'm just going to push extrude to that right there, and I think that looks quite nice. Maybe a little bit lower, more like that. Okay, let's select this in here, and I'll simply push extrude just like that here. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do something very similar, but I'm not going to go all the way, so I'm just going to simply push that there, and I'm simply going to push this here. Alright, I'm also going to do this one here, and it's almost going to be the same as the other one, it's just going to be a little bit different. I'm going to push this one here. Now, one thing we can do is we can select into face here, and I'm going to select this face, and we're going to go to loop cut, and I'm going to move the middle mouse button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times, and I'm just going to simply push enter. We're going to do the same thing on this other one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and push enter there. And that should work out just like that. Let's hop back into vertice mode, and I'm just going to do every other one here. Okay, and this is going to create somewhat of a rack type thing here. Now you can actually move this up as much or as little as you want. You can go 12, 20 times if you want. You can do 30 times, but you need to do it, something like this here. And we'll simply do this last one here too. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's select the face select mode here, and we're just simply going to select all these faces just like this. Now sometimes you can, if you push Alt, you can actually, for example, I'm just pushing Alt plus Shift, and what this is doing is this is just simply selecting all of the faces there. Now sometimes you can get away with pushing Alt, because what happens when you push Alt and right click to select, what ends up happening is it tries to find a loop. And in this case, it didn't quite find it, but that's okay. I'm going to push E to extrude, and I'm not going to make this one super big either, but now we have some kind of cool little rack there. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's add in yet another one here. I'm just going to push E to extrude. And I know this can get a little bit tedious. For example, selecting all these vertices in here, selecting all of these vertices within here, selecting all these vertices here, and selecting all of these vertices here. I know that can get tedious, but sometimes you just got to do that. All right, I'm just going to push face like that. Face select mode, and I'll just simply collect all these here. Just selecting them all here. Now I'm going to push extrude like this. This is going to be the top here. And I'm simply going to extrude this here like that. And I'm actually going to push 7. And I'm just going to kind of give it some kind of wings here. Something like that. And then I push E to extrude. And there we go. One last thing here. We will give it some legs. Now, I could talk for maybe about 10 minutes on just the legs of furniture, but the smaller usually is the better. If you give it really long legs like that, sometimes it doesn't work. See, the longer you get, it's weird, but there's kind of if they're the same size as the one before, it works. If it's too short, it looks kind of silly, but something like that I feel is the best. You have this cool little cool thing here. Wine can go in there, and that actually looks really, really cool. If you really want to, you can extrude something like that there, just for fun. But I'm just going to go and call that a tutorial. I'll see you guys next time.